Swing by JCPenney. The Black Friday and July deals are hot, hot, hot. Like $21.99 Arizona jeans and Home Expressions quick dry bath towels only $4.99. Get them while they last. Or check the JCP app for an extra 30% off coupon to use across the store. Buy online and pick up curbside to make life even easier. Shopping is back. JCPenney. Offers good on select styles through 7/24. Black Friday and July deals excluded from coupon. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Do it!
I just want you to know before you touch that button that I'm losing my mind.
Why?
And I feel like we should get a good throat clearing from you and a existential scream from me. Because that's literally, I just need to like, ah! It makes me feel better. That was a weak-ass cough.
I know, because I am saving it for later.
For right in the middle of a sentence where I can't edit it out?
No, I'm good at stopping. You are not, though.
Hello and welcome to another, I don't know, freaking crazy-ass episode of Meta Psyckicks. Hi, my name's Liv. This is Em. Em, say hi.
Guys, I had 6 readings on Friday and 3 readings on Saturday, and my throat kind of hurts for talking for 8 hours straight both of those days, and now we're here. Welcome.
And we're your sidekicks to everything metaphysical, a.k.a. your Meta Psyckicks!
Hopefully I lose my voice during this.
I mean, last week, or 2 weeks, the last time we recorded like 5 podcasts, and by the time I got home, I felt like I had laryngitis or like...
Well, yeah, but also, I've been doing this for 3 days.
I had bronchitis and ain't nobody got time for that. But before we start talking about the actual scary things that we've now researched after reacting to Sam and Colby's The Night Something Demons. I don't know. They put really crazy stuff in there.
We're reacting to Sam and Colby's video on Zak Bagans Haunted Museum,
which we already talked about in another podcast. But
a reaction to that video.
Now we're going to talk about the things in the stuff that we talked about.
We researched the haunted things that they featured in that video so that we can tell you more things in in an intellectual way instead of through our medium brains.
Yeah. But we need to first thank everybody because our Patreon list is going to be huge at the end of this.
Are we saying
video.
all of them? I didn't think about that.
For sure we are. I mean,
yeah,
you guys are making
YouTube,
our dreams come true.
On YouTube, I refused to have more than 1 page of patrons, so I just made you guys really tiny.
Yeah, thank you to literally everybody. Whether you're a Patreon or a listener or a YouTube subscriber, we can't thank you enough. If you have a reading that's coming up, we're excited to meet you. If you're nervous, you shouldn't be because we're nervous. I mean, all you got to do is sit there and look at our goofy faces and deal with the dad jokes that come out of our mouth while we try to like mediumship your reading, you know? That's where the pressure lies. So just know we're nervous. You're not nervous.
You're a towel. We are towels. We are all in the Bed Bath and the Beyond.
So with that, Em, we're talking about the Dybbuk Box.
Yeah, so in Sam and Colby's video on Zak Bagans Haunted Museum, there is a Dybbuk box that is very famously haunted, and it's weird.
Is it Dybbuk or Dybbuk?
I don't know. It's D-Y-B-B-U-K. You try to say that.
I just wanted you to spell at me. It makes me excited. Wow.
Oh, being spelled out is the nightmare that I'm living.
I know. That's why I made you do it. Hee hee. Can you spell Ica?
I-C-U-P. Yeah, that was a good button.
Every time I want to do the one that goes, I always touch. Yes. And I should just remember that it's blue because your one guide is blue. That's funny. My one guide that's blue is funny. Well, 2, I guess. But
there's 2 blue buttons, and the other blue button is this.
And I just hate that one, too.
Oh, okay. You hate
the shoebox. Yeah,
that one.
Shoebox. I hate the shoebox. Just need to get rid of that one. Make it sound
it's like this. You gotta time it up though.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe we just make that one longer.
Are you gonna be a DJ? Because that was pretty good.
It was not very good. I missed my mark.
All right, Dybbuk Box. Box. the dick in the box.
The way that I want to approach this is I want you to talk about the Dybbuk box first as a medium. What do you think about this box?
That I'm disappointed that it's not a dick in a box.
No, mediumship wise, because I don't know that there were Dybbuk box before this one was like in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like they were there. It's
because no one talked about it. Because I can't find any other ones.
Well, I guess a Dybbuk's, according to the interwebs, a Dybbuk's box is a like wooden box or whatever type of box that has. There we go.
We've gotten biscuits. You're welcome.
Oh goodness. It's just a box, I think, related to Jewish religion, culture, coolness, and they put things like souls that are not resting inside of it. They're like, I'm gonna put you in this bottle. And they're like, no, I didn't pay my mortgage bill. And then they put it in there. And then they're like, and that's the sound of a soul being trapped in a Dybbuk box because they didn't pay their mortgage and it's unrestful. So then they just put the box in a place and they're like, there we go. Great Uncle Harry's in there because, you know, he forgot to pay his mortgage and he won't leave the bankers alone. And there's really good making them hard to sleep, you know? So
I know, but in the video, I tell you that I felt like it was opened and whatever was in it was like not in it anymore because it doesn't feel filled. So I'm like asking you, what is this box about?
Oh, yeah,
like,
I don't.
As a medium, how does the energy feel? Like, because I feel like it feels almost like a prison, but there's nothing inside of it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole prison thing. I just feel like when I look at it, it just looks like a box. But for medium-wise, like, even when I look at it medium-wise, because if you are we have like a podcast and a video about when I touched some weird-ass haunted shit at Janelle's house, remember? Mm-hmm. And that was weird because when you touch those things, you can see things with that object. It's kind of
physical mediumship.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like if you were to picking up haunted objects. It's kind of like if you were to pick up an old movie reel, and for whatever reason you were able to see what the images are on that movie reel in your head and feel the synopsis of the movie played out on the little pictures. So when you pick up a haunted object, or when I'm trying to remotely view it, because so many people their minds are blown on how remote viewing works. They're like, you can't see things through a TV screen. And I'm like, I honestly didn't think that I could either, but separation is an illusion, and here we are. So when I look at the Dybbuk box, I don't have that sort of movie screen reel playing feeling. What I feel is, imagine it like if you're looking at the box in front of you, it's just the box. But on my left-hand side, I feel something interesting medium-wise. And on my right-hand side, I feel something interesting medium-wise. Which one would you like me to start with first?
The left side.
Okay, of course, because that's the scary side. So on my left-hand side, I get this weird dark mass feeling. And it's like kind of like Dementor from Harry Potter a little bit. But it's very quiet and it's almost like sharp on the outside feeling. Like right now, my left arm feels like there's this weird line of sharpness going down it, which is why I'm saying the outside of its energy is sharp.
Is that the Dybbuk?
I think so.
Okay.
But it's not like, I feel like weird. Okay. So they're telling me that whatever they put inside the box to put whatever it is that's in the box, the dick in the box, I'm sorry. I can't. It's too good. That meme with the lady from Snow White or whatever it is, Briar Rose, Sleeping Beauty. No, there's a meme of the evil Disney queen from like Sleeping Beauty or something. And she's holding a box and looks extremely irritated and like repugnant with a half like raised eyebrow. And it says, "Who put a dick in this box?"
It's a Dybbuk box.
It's all I can think about.
Wow.
Because I am a child and that's how I deal with scary things. Anyways, so I feel like whoever put whatever it is in the Dybbuk box was like knowing what they were doing. I feel like there's like some sort of weird powder on the outside of it, and this powder is what keeps this black mass from moving around. So even though it's been released from its physical confines, there's some sort of spiritual confines around the entity itself. And I feel like you can't really do anything to it, and it can't do anything to you. It's kind of as if it's in a spiritual proverbial box, to say, which is interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I was trying to ask my spirit guides, because it's like a very witchcrafty type of thing where, you know, those weird things on TikTok that people find like in their basement when they buy a house, and it's like waxed shut, and everyone on Witch Talk is like, "Don't open it! You're dumb." Obviously, you're on the wrong side of TikTok.
I obviously don't. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen a waxed box, and I feel like if there was one, who would put wax on a box?
Because I was wondering what kept it in there, because witches will put wax over things to make sure things stay within like a little box. Or, for example, they have like little vials, and they'll put negative energy in it, like they'll trap it in there, and then they'll put wax around it. And then if the water turns like murky, it's because dark things or your bad luck that people are trying to send you go into this little vial.
Or there's bacteria in the water, and you should probably not be drinking
physicality is who's drinking it.
Get yourself a Brita filter. Sorry. Yeah, I feel like they made me see like soot or like ash. I don't know if that was something that was in the Dybbuk box when they opened it, but it's whatever it is it kind of has this feeling of, you know, in like the weird, like cool movies where there's like witches and wizards and stuff, and then they like capture the evil wizard, and they're like, "You have to help us now." And he's like, "Well, I guess I kind of have to help you because I have these magical shackles on that make me not want to be evil all the time." It's kind of how it makes me feel. He's like, "I can't really do anything. If I was not bound by this soot, I could make you have a real bad day. But, you know, I'm just here." Ooh. And then I just see it as like this big black mass, but there's purple on the outside of it, like deep, dark purple.
Because the purple is not it.
Yeah, I think the purple is
keeps it. Because it's purple is psychic energy.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, it's
a
lot.
I think it's interesting because this is labeled a Dybbuk box, but there's also other things that are similar, like Robert the doll in his little case. That keeps him in the case. And then Annabelle as well is in a case.
Interesting.
And kept her in the case as well.
You want to see what I see on my right-hand side?
Yeah.
It's the old lady.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why she's like...
Did she own it? Like, why is she associated with this box?
I feel like she didn't own it. She might have been the one that created it.
Got you.
Because I was like, "Are you the one that owned it?" And she makes me feel like yes and no. Kind of like when we talked about Robert the doll, where the person that made the doll was like, "This is different," you know, or the person who sold the doll, something like that. But it's interesting. She's like this little old woman with gray hair. It's either short or like up in a little bun. I want to say it's short, and she wears like a dark dress. It's kind of like Victorian-esque a little bit, or like late 19th century, early 19th century. She wants me to say late 19th century. I don't know how old this box is. But it's weird. I mean, maybe her grandmother did something with it. Like the woman that I'm talking to that says that she made it box, or like claims that she had an affiliation to it. Because I feel like she isn't the one that put things in it. She just gave it to somebody to be able to use it for whatever reason. But isn't it see, this is weird though, because I have so many preconceived notions and things that I already understand or have heard about the Dybbuk box. So it makes me
like
feel...
What?
Isn't it supposed to be like a wine cooler box or like a wine box? Like you put wine in it? Isn't it supposed to be like a case for that?
Yeah, it's a wine cabinet.
Okay.
It's not.
What's with the man?
What about the man?
I don't know. There's a man that wants to talk about it being a wine cabinet. He's older. He has gray hair too. He's like in his 70s. I think his name starts with a G. But I feel like he was in a house where it was when he was alive. Like it was in his house.
I don't know.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's not the man that they're talking about in my story.
Interesting.
Because my ears rung.
Yeah, I see it like in like a living room area by like a dining room table, and when you're in the living room, if you're looking at where the box was sitting, it was sitting up higher, either on something. It was like either on something or it really is just that big. But the wall is like almost a off yellow or like a tan color. It's painted, and to the right, there's a hallway that goes down somewhere, like maybe to a kitchen or bedrooms, but that's where it is. And he's like, that's where my house was. And there's like a kitchen table in front of it that's wooden.
What were they trying to put in the box?
He goes, we don't talk about what was in the box.
Oh. But, like, what was the purpose of making the box? Were they having issues?
I think the people that were I think there was
Okay.
people that had it as like a family, whoever it is, the woman that brought it over, because the woman I'm talking to is not the woman that brought it over, but someone else is telling me yes it is, because that's what I just heard in my head.
Yeah, I think it's the second one.
Okay, it's really weird because I'm struggling with my own preconceived understandings of things, and then my mediumship, which is why I don't like to know things about things, because
Yeah, because I know the story, and you describing this woman. There's no pictures of her on the internet, but I see her as a medium, and she looks like how you're describing.
She's really sweet. She's very knowledgeable, and she's not like scared of anything. She's just like, it's kind of if you were going to do a dangerous thing, she's like, you can do a dangerous thing. You just have to be educated about it before you do it. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'm not telling you to do things, and I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm just saying if you do it, this is what you need to know. Go have fun, you know?
Go have fun making a Dybbuk box.
But I mean, there's this purple stuff around it, and I feel like nothing's going to be able to get through it. And I feel like it's not that big a deal in the first place. It's saying
which
it
is why
wasn't it that was causing the things. It was something related to the box itself, which isn't what was inside of it. I feel like on the outside of the box, okay, you know how the chair, we're going to talk about the chair eventually,
Yeah.
has that weird fucking red vibe to it on the outside of it, because you can see that like red-orange tint, it like glows.
Yeah.
It gives me that feeling, and I feel like there's this weird sort of little man doll. No, it's not a doll, like a little man feeling.
For the Dybbuk box or the chair?
The Dybbuk box.
And that's the one doing things to people?
I think it was at one point.
And he's separate than the mask that you're seeing?
Yes.
Got you.
Because the mask can't cause problems. It can't cause mischief, whether it's in the box or out of the box.
But can it manipulate you to feel as if things have happened?
I
like
feel
scare
like
you?
no, I feel like it was inside the box, and whatever this weird, I see like a little tiny creepy boy that kind of looks like, is it Chucky?
Chucky's a weird little doll.
Does it have red hair and freckles?
Yes.
Okay, this one doesn't have freckles, but it has dark black hair or like dark brown hair. It's not black.
Okay.
And he has like brown eyes, and he's short and like mischievous. And he says, or they say, because I'm not going to talk to him, but he's like 3-4 foot tall, and he says it's like a battery, the thing inside of it.
Oh.
He's like,
So,
so
like,
it makes
black
for
mass?
good fun.
Black mass is a battery? That makes sense.
And it makes for good fun.
So he's not necessarily associated with it. He's just like, this will be great.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Oh,
But
they're
I
also
see
saying
the right-hand side of the box. Does it have like edging on the box? I know we looked at it, but I didn't look at it that close.
What do you
It's
mean
kind
by
of like
edging? You mean like inscriptions or like
no, like
decorative
a border.
things?
You know how people put like a border on something, like in your kitchen cabinets? The kitchen cabinets have like a part that's inlaid a little bit, and then the border on the
Think
outside.
so. There's like a decorative thing on the front of it.
Because I see like a layer of the board on the right-hand side of the box, and that's the portion that's glowing red and orange. So it's weird.
Interesting.
Let me see. Yeah, it's like where the pieces come together, kind of. It's interesting. That's a nice picture. It's very well lit. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like they wanted to take a picture.
Don't be mean. Yeah, it makes me feel like, you see like the parts that lay out like there? I don't think that's a part of it. It's like something that it's in, but it makes me feel weird. Like this part. that right-hand side part.
When it's opened.
I mean,
open.
just this side of the box, the right-hand side.
I know, I'm trying to explain to people what you're looking at.
Yeah, when you open it, so it is just a box. There isn't any like decorative molding or anything. That's what it's called, molding.
I mean, there's a decorative whatever on the front of it.
Yeah.
But there's not anything carved into it.
It's just the right-hand side of the panel feels funny. That's like the side that, maybe it was the one side that wasn't as protected.
Maybe.
I feel like whatever was in the box shouldn't have been able to be detected by creepy things to come use it as a battery for fun times.
But they also opened it.
Yeah, that's true. He's telling me it doesn't matter about being opened, though. It's just the fact that he was in that space. So whatever it was, this little dark thing was like, tee-hee, tee-hee. So do with that what you will. Do you have any like specific questions that I could ask? Any of the weird things that I'm perceiving right now?
Not really.
Okay.
Other than, what did they put in this box?
The dark thing.
Yeah, but in the video, you explained to me that a Dybbuk is a human soul that had unfinished business. Is this Dybbuk something that wants to go, like, possess people? That's how they describe it on the internet, is it's a restless soul that wants to find a body to exist in.
Or pay their mortgage. I mean, you can't pay your mortgage if you're not running around in someone else's body.
Well,
then it's kind of
as a medium, I don't ever see human souls locked in these things. I don't think you can lock a human soul in something.
Yeah, nope. Well, yeah, in the video, that's what I say, because I was like, I don't know what a Dybbuk box is. I didn't know, so I looked it up. So I didn't say that as a medium. I said that as I'm looking on Wikipedia.
You said they were telling you, so.
Wait, what? That's what they told me?
I don't know.
Before I looked it up? I don't remember things. You're the one
I'm not at that part yet.
Okay, well, when you edit the video, let me know if I looked it up on Wikipedia, because that's what I remember doing.
I only remember being there and you talking.
Well, if I said that pre-Wikipedia, that's creepy as shit. But if I said it post-Wikipedia, then...
Which is why I'm like, well, is it a human soul? Because clearly it's fucking not. But, like, I want to know if they thought they were putting a human soul in this box.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that... Oh, makes sense. Okay. She says that they didn't know what else to do, because she's on your side of, I don't think a human soul would do that. However, religiously speaking, she's like, that is the only thing my family could think of to do this. To use.
They keep showing me this weird thing that I saw in a movie, lol, where this person is possessed and this old woman takes this cup of water and just like taps on the top of it. And the, like, demon gets sucked into this cup of water, and she, like, flips it over on itself. Like, she has, like, a little plate, and she flips the cup over itself, and it traps it in there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can use, like, what is it? I was putting together our grill the other day, and I did not have one screwdriver. I just needed a screwdriver.
You had 2 screwdrivers? Sorry.
If I had 2 screwdrivers, I would have been set, baby, but I did not. So instead of using a screwdriver, I used a knife, just like the switchblade that we have lying around our house. It was not dangerous. It was fine.
It's more dangerous than talking to the demons.
Well, honestly, it is. But, I mean, she's explaining it to me like that. You can use other things to do similar tasks. That's what we did. Because she also does not believe that a human soul would do that. She's like, in our religion we did, but, you know, we didn't also believe that, like, personally. But you don't talk about that to other people. We just needed a solution to a problem, and that was the closest thing that we could find that we had availability to and that people could touch.
How does she feel about people opening the box?
Funny.
What do you mean funny?
Well, okay, she kind of just laughed. I feel like a lot of people ask that question. She says no one can listen to what I have to say about it, though, so she giggled. She thinks that you're intelligent. She's like, you're very smart.
A lot of people or a lot of spirits like to look at my brain and be like, you think funny. Literally, I had a reading the other day, and this person's spirit guides were like, we're Power Rangers. And I was like, why the fuck are you Power Rangers? That's weird. That's embarrassing. And they were like, no. That's just how your brain works. So it's embarrassing that your brain works that way. So stop.
That's hilarious. Yeah, this is not the first time I've had a soul say that about you, which is interesting. What was the question? My brain is stupid.
I asked how she feels about people opening the box.
Oh, yeah. She goes, well, it was a bad idea, but we did a damn good job with what we did, so
No
it's fine.
shit.
Yeah.
Because I would be pissed. I'd be like, you heard from this person not to open it, but you decided to do so anyways.
Yeah, I'm asking her why she was so, like, upset about Post Malone being there, and she's like, he just is a very soft... I feel like he's receptive to things like this, but doesn't understand it.
Makes sense.
He, like, laughs things off and doesn't really say anything about it, but she was like, we have to shoo the sensitive ones away. Like a little kid, you know?
Well, what happens when a sensitive person's there?
They hear things.
Okay. I don't know, usually people are like, it gives them bad luck.
Oh.
Like when you touch haunted items.
No, I feel like some people have been touched by things and
that's cool.
hear things, but it's weird. It's kind of like a mimic of the little weird man boy thing that haunted it. Because I don't think he's there anymore. I feel, okay. Fucking dark things. Oh, yes, I am. Fucking so stupid.
Well, I think it's I think
God.
it got replaced with the things that are already in the museum.
Yeah, I think the
Using
things
it
in
as
the
a battery.
museum are way too big compared to whatever
Yes.
was there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Well, that's why
small
there's, like-
potatoes now.
That's why there's weird things in that room, because they want to use it as a battery.
Yeah. Because there
Is
is
what they were telling
a
me.
weird black mass in that room that sits in the one corner. Fucking
People
scary as
claim-
shit.
People claim to see shadow people with this. So is that the dark mass or is it the things that are in this room? Because there's a lot of shadow people in there.
No, I think it's the dark mass in the corner that's over by the thing that's hanging on the wall. I remember talking about it in the video because it still freaks me out. Like, I will not go in that corner.
Yeah, there's like a metal like dish. It looks like
A gold dish thing.
it looks like a bowl for holy water because there's a cross above it.
Hilarious.
So Liv thinks that thing is more haunted than the Dybbuk box or more dangerous.
Just that corner. I don't know if it's associated with
got
whatever
you.
is on the wall, but whatever wants to haunt that room is restricted to that corner. She says that's how it's supposed to be. The woman
What do
on
you
my
mean?
right. I don't know.
Wait, is
whatever.
it in regards to the Dybbuk box?
Yeah. She says for whatever reason
Oh.
the Dybbuk, like, it can't get closer to the Dybbuk box. It's
trying. They're trying to keep it away from it because of that little thing, which is why the little thing got in because it doesn't have the same energy. Does that make sense?
No. Maybe it'll make sense when I'm editing this or
Sorry.
to the people listening, but sometimes you say things and I'm like, I have no idea what's happening right now because I'm listening to too many things.
Okay, well, I got it. But they're like explaining it to me, but they're not explaining it with words, so it's hard to put it into words because it's really weird. Because they're like, they're showing me like when you're playing Limbo.
Okay, weird flex.
It's like this little thing has the ability to go underneath the pole without touching it, whereas the big scary things don't. That's how they're explaining it to me in order to explain it to other people because I understand what's happening, but I don't know how to put it into words. It's really weird.
Okay, limboing, got it. No, they're showing, okay, you know how we think that the reason people see shadow figures is because it takes a lot of energy for people or spirits to manifest, so seeing a shadow figure is easier for them. Well, it's also easier for the person that's perceiving those things. But, shadow figures are fucking scary. Just like how I used to see people without faces.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying. I mean, if you're
they
going to
were
take
humans,
the time...
they weren't like demons.
Well, exactly. If you're going to take the time to manifest into a physical, solid form like that, at least give me a fucking face.
It's because of how your brain was working.
I guess so. I don't know what 8-year-old brains work like, but...
Well, I think you saw people before that, but you didn't realize you were seeing them because they had faces.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you had that hypothesis. So they're like, we have to make sure that you know you're weird.
No, because I think you eventually was like starting to develop an ego, because that's when you start developing an ego is about the age of 8, where things start going away, which is why you stopped seeing faces, because faces are hard to remember. They're hard to see.
Got it.
So which is why the spirits started appearing without faces.
Interesting. Well, they're telling me that the reason people see shadow figures in here is not because there are shadow figures, but because it's easiest to scare somebody without using the battery of the Dybbuks or whatever's in the box, the dick in the box, I don't know. They can't harness all of that power and they're restricted to that corner. So like, we're going to manipulate you by making you see shadow figures that aren't there because it's the easiest thing for us to scare you with.
Jesus.
You know, if you're not going to have to work, you got to work smart for your energy, not hard, you know?
Yeah, right.
I work hard
especially
for
when
the
you're
money.
a dark entity that has very little energy.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the story?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Unless you got something else to say.
No, I just wanted to go on a 29-minute rampage about whatever it is that I didn't know that you were gonna make me do this.
Yeah, because I looked up this thing and I was like, this is really weird.
It is. It feels weird metaphysically too. Feels very weird.
The entire situation, weird. Okay, so when you look up Dybbuk boxes, the only one that you will probably find that people talk about is the one in Zak Bagans Museum. However, you can buy them on the internet. People make them. I don't know how they make them, but for some reason they decide it's a good idea to sell them on the internet.
Same thing with Ouija boards.
Yeah, but Ouija boards are a little different because they're a divination tool. Why are you buying a Dybbuk box? And there's people that open Dybbuk box on YouTube.
I'm just saying that Barnes & Noble could probably come back from their slight decline if they started selling Dybbuk boxes in their like pen section.
In the pen section.
Sorry. I don't mean that. I really like Barnes & Noble in bookstores. I'm just trying to be funny.
Well, yeah, they sell Ouija boards there.
Well, I know. And
Which
all
most
of a sudden,
bookstores actually sell Ouija boards, so.
Yeah, but like Half Price Books is like gone. And like Barnes and Noble is like almost gone. There's like only one near us. There used to be like 4. Everyone's like, yeah, literally I go there.
Because it's the internet.
I know, but it's weird. Sometimes I want to go to a physical place to read a book, and I've had people behind the counter literally go, the internet is putting us out of business. And I'm just saying, if you don't want to have only an internet location, maybe sell Dybbuk boxes next to the like biscotti.
We'll just open a physical location called the Black Market, and we'll just sell whatever the hell we want in there.
TM.
TM. Okay, the story of the Dybbuk box. So the Dybbuk box was not originally owned by Zak Bagans. So before Zak Bagans had it, Kevin Manis had the Dybbuk box.
I thought you were going to say Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. God.
Sorry, you're saying Bagans, Bacon, Kevin Bacon.
Bacon. Sorry.
Bagel Bites. I also, whenever anybody says Zak Bagel Bites, I only think of like the Tostitos bagel, like pizza bagels, and like with a face on it.
Oh,
so
God.
If anybody, we're opening a P.O. box. If anybody wants to create that,
we're
fan
only
art,
opening the P.O. box for patrons.
Oh, I forgot.
There's 100 in there.
I just want a video picture. I just want a picture. I need a fan art of Zak Bagans rendered as a pizza bagel bite. That's it. That's all I need in order to literally reach peak achievement.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so this Kevin guy, he owned a furniture restoration company in Portland, Oregon.
Restoration.
Something like that.
Sorry.
However, he was out visiting yard sales because he was looking for supplies for his shop. So he purchased what he thought was an old wine cabinet. Like I said earlier, this is the Dybbuk box. And when he was purchasing, the granddaughter of this recently deceased Holocaust survivor, her name is, I think it's Havila.
Let me see. Because I took like a year of Rosetta Stone to learn German. Yeah, Havila.
I
That's
think
a pretty name.
I think this might be the woman that you're talking to. But I don't know. She was the granddaughter of this recently deceased Holocaust survivor named Havela, who escaped the Nazi-occupied Poland. So Havela's entire family were killed, and with other survivors, she fled to Spain and lived there until the end of the war. Now, Havela immigrated to the U.S. with only 3 items, and one of those items is this Dybbuk box, this wine cabinet. And as the wine cabinet is being purchased by this Kevin dude, Helvila's granddaughter said, I see you bought the Dybbuk box. And she told him that her grandmother always kept it shut and out of reach because of the Dybbuk. So I think he got all of his information about the Dybbuk boxes from this granddaughter. Which is why it's just so weird. I'll get into why I think it's weird.
When you say that she kept it up and out of reach from people, Havela did, that I see it like up higher, and this little tiny boy tries to like open it because I see like only baby hands.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, when people tell me stories, I see things, and I figured I would share it because that's what people like. Maybe if you don't tell me, and I'll not do it again.
No, I enjoy it.
Yeah, just little tiny baby hands, and she's like, I've literally been dealing with this forever, so you know that it's fine.
So, what
she's
does...
like, you're more scared when you're younger. She's like, that's why I kept so much care of it. She's like, but, after so long, opened it, but we did a good job, so it's fine.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
Yeah.
So, what is a Dybbuk box? What does the internet think a Dybbuk box is? So, Dybbuk in Jewish folklore is a disembodied human spirit that, because of former
I'm
sins...
sorry, that's a little redundant.
What?
A disembodied human spirit?
I know.
Okay, sorry.
But people are physical. This is what I'm reading from the internet. Dybbuk.
Physical.
Gosh.
Physical. Sorry.
Dybbuk in Jewish folklore is a disembodied human spirit that, because of former sin, wanders restlessly until it finds a haven in the body of a living person.
Dude, if I walked into someone's body, I'd be like, man, you need to do some work in here. When is the last time that you ran? Have you even drank water today?
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
So, beliefs in these spirits were especially prevalent in the 16th and 17th century in Eastern Europe. Often, individuals suffered from nervous or mental disorders that were taken to the miracle-working rabbi, who alone, it was believed, could expel the harmful Dybbuk through a religious rite of exorcism.
So people that thought I had inhabited their soul and was just trying to do some housekeeping would go to a rabbi and they'd be like, exorcise! And then I'm like, gosh darn it, gotta go somewhere else. I was just cleaning this place out. Look, there's new curtains.
Yeah, but it's interesting because people think that these individuals suffered from mental disorders.
And maybe it just was mental health.
A little possession.
Oh,
well,
I was thinking it was actually just mental health,
well,
not possession.
Because they also, when I looked this up, they brought up the satanic panic.
When you say a little possession, I think of like
little
a tiny
possession.
little ghost.
A tiny little possession.
Like one of the, like the size of your pinky finger. And he's like, beep, bop.
Just half of your mouth talking. Or just your pinky talking.
Are you having a bad day or are you just a tad possessed?
Just a tad possessed today. So, now that we know what a Dybbuk box is, this Kevin man, he took this box and brought it back to his shop to be restored. And he planned to give this wine cabinet to his mother for his birthday because obviously he didn't believe in this like Dybbuk kind of mentality of things. So he restores it and he does just that. And when he opens the cabinet, he found 2 U.S. pennies dating back to 1925 and 1928, 2 locks of hair, a dried rosebud, a 4-legged candlestick, a gold wine cup, and a granite sculpture inscribed with the Hebrew word shalom.
Mm-hmm.
And the Shema, a prayer considered to be one of the most important in Judaism, was carved on the back of the cabinet. Now, when Kevin gave this box to his mother, she opened it and she claims that a cold breeze came out of it, which she describes as pure evil. She then says that she immediately had a stroke after opening this box. They like interviewed her on like some sort of TV show or something.
Did she have a stroke?
Yes, she had a stroke. I don't know if it was because of the box, but it's like really, really weird.
Interesting.
Because she was taken to the hospital. She's fine, like she's alive, like she's the one being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
But she says once she opened this box that she immediately on the internet says that she had a stroke.
It's weird that there's things in it. Like, why? I know people are like, that's what you should be answering, but
well,
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it like they had to give an offering every year or something? Every 10 years? Was it like a party?
I don't think it's like that. So witchcraft, I know I'm relating this to witchcraft, and this is in regards to Judaism, but with witchcraft, the reason why people are witches and do those types of things is because they have a connection to physical things. So the physical things help get your like spiritual energy into things. So for example, if you want to put some sort of thing in a box, it might help you if you have hair, put it in there as well, because you have some sort of emotional attachment to this physical object and you have ideas about this physical object. So it helps get your mind in the right like mindset in order to create some sort of barrier around certain things. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me in the non-medium brain, because this is the stuff. I'm not using medium brain to think about these things. This is Olivia brain. Like, if you're going to put something in a box, you want to not open it, right? But you'd have to have opened it to put things in it, especially a penny from 1925. Because if this woman is a said Holocaust survivor, that's like, well, no, that's wrong. 1945 is when the war ended, so the 1920s would be interesting. But if it's a U.S. penny from 1925, do you think there would be a penny from 1925 in circulation when she came over after the war?
I don't know.
It's just weird. You know?
Yeah, I have no idea. But that's what it says. And I guess the dates are important. But, yeah, I don't know if she was giving offerings to this thing, but that's kind of the
She wants
reason
me to
why
say
you
it's
say-
not offerings.
Yeah.
I don't
think so either.
understand why, but she says it's not offerings. I feel like each one of those items came from a different person.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But I don't... Like,
That's why it's so strong, because it's not just one person putting their energy into something. It's multiple people doing so. And these physical objects help get their minds into a more physical manner. So it's like, I don't know, if you're like asking the universe for something, you feel as if it's not real or like it's not possibly going to happen. But if you have like this physical book in front of you, it's more real because it's physical.
yeah. No, I get it.
So it helps you get your mind in check, because it's like, well, maybe possibly I could go through a wall. However, because you're a physical being, you know for a fact without a doubt that you can't go through a wall. So your brain says, I cannot go through a wall.
The Kool-Aid man can.
With some force, though, my dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Why was that so perfect?
Just because I'm perfect. So continue.
Leos. Gotta. Jesus. You ready? So, other hauntings in association to this box. So there are weird occurrences happening with this box, including the doors opening on their own and weird smells coming out of the box that reeked of cat urine and jasmine. Not sure how you can smell those two different things, but that is what it says on the internet.
Were they watching Aladdin when this happened?
Aladdin?
Well, yeah, because Jasmine has a tiger.
And cat pee? Oh my God.
Maybe it had a sense of humor like me.
Jesus Christ. So Kevin's siblings also suffered from this same recurring nightmare of an old woman with sunken eyes. You see that woman?
It's the little boy. The little weird man thing.
He's making himself look like an old woman.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, because he knows about the woman because she stands next to it. And
Makes
she
sense.
also wants me to say specifically that when I say that she guards the box, I don't want past relatives or anything like that to be like, oh no, her soul is attached to the box. She's not in heaven. No,
It doesn't work like that.
That's, yeah. She's like, this is just the portion of her. You're not, when you pass, you're not. We should just do an episode where we talk about the ins and outs of mediumship stuff, because people are asking so many questions now.
We need to talk about how we can talk through a video, and we need to talk about time.
Yeah. If we have time, no pun intended, maybe we'll do that. But anyways, like after this.
Yeah, because then when people ask, we can just be like, refer to this video, please.
Because we did the FAQs, but we didn't think that we'd get this far. Well,
we
Em
did the FAQs. I didn't think. Well, okay. We talk about why you can talk to spirits remotely in the FAQs. However, we didn't talk about how you can react to things through video.
I mean, it's the same
because we didn't.
concept.
I mean, I know, but people don't get it because
Yeah.
they're physical. But it's fine.
Physical. I'm
Again.
sorry. I'm still going to keep doing it every time you do it. So, so what we were talking about? Oh,
the woman with the sunken eyes.
Yeah, so she is not passed over. She is in spirit, heaven, whatever religious thing that you want to dictate as the realm of existence in which souls reside once they leave their body, and like, you know, kaput. So she's just like, that's what it is, but he was there, so he's like, I'm gonna mess with this. Because they can, you know?
Yeah, they can appear how they want to be scary.
But she's also not intimidated by him. She's like, I just, you know, I can't do everything. It wasn't my job to do that.
Right.
To make the nightmares not happen. Yeah.
So Kevin...
She said she tried.
She tried to make them not have nightmares?
Yeah, but it was... She said that she had her hand... Like, when you're trying to do one thing, but you're, like, trying to do something else, she's like, it just doesn't really work that well.
Got you.
She's showing me, like, her hand is on the box, but she's, like, trying to do something else with her hand, but she's like, I can't reach. She's not like SpongeBob or Patrick. She can't just, like, have her toes hit her head.
Jesus Christ.
You know?
Right. So
does that make sense? I'm trying to, like, ask her, but it's weird. It's like she can only tell us certain things. Because I was and I know that's a thing, but I was trying to ask her, like, okay, so all of those things in the boxes are from different people? And she's like, yes. And, like, the things from she says yes and no. It's really weird. She says that they're not offerings, though, either. I'm just going to stop. Because I don't know if this weird little boy man thing is, like, peeping, you know? I'm sure he is, so.
Are they,
My frequencies are getting crossed, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
So Kevin said that he had, okay. He says that a brother of a store employee unalived himself after knocking the cabinet off the shelf, to which a couple years after his death, that same worker, the worker with the brother, also unalived himself. And I have to say unalive because I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was like, why are you doing that?
Because YouTube doesn't like it.
I think that's dumb. But
well,
okay. No,
welcome to the internet and robots that read our content.
I get it. It's okay.
But yeah, it's just weird that the brother unalived himself and then the other sibling, the other brother, did the same thing a few years later. And then Kevin tried to give this box, for whatever reason, to a girlfriend. And
here, baby, nothing says love like demonic possession.
And she forced him to take it back. He then began to see shadow people in his peripheral vision.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Eventually, he wanted to get rid of it. So eventually, he lists this box on eBay.
As one does.
And he's fully transparent about this. He lists it as a Dybbuk box, and he writes an entire description explaining how he got it, the weird occurrences that were happening to him and his family, and why he wants to get rid of it.
I was just going to say, was it in like a warehouse or something when he listed it? But then I just remembered that you said he was a furniture maker, so it probably was in his warehouse, not his house while he was selling it.
Yeah, it was probably in his shop. He probably doesn't want it in his house, really.
No, that's interesting. I'm just looking.
And the Dybbuk box, because it captured a lot of popular imagination, is what the internet says.
That's a good term. I like it.
Becoming the stuff of internet legend and commerce. You can buy Dybbuk boxes of all shapes and sizes on Etsy and eBay. And websites specifically dedicate to them the Dybbuk Box store. There's a Dybbuk Box store.
Isn't that like appropriating things?
That's how I feel about it too. That's why I'm like, this is really weird. Why are people doing that?
Yeah.
Do they not get that this, like, is this okay? When I was researching this, I was like, is this actually real? Because people think that they can like make these and sell them on the internet.
Because I would assume that you'd have to be like an actual rabbi and like a part of the Jewish faith
is religious
in some sort of way to make one.
These are like religious rituals that you're doing for a specific purpose, and people are like, let's sell it on the internet.
Nothing
like,
says
what?
cultural appropriation like capitalism. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not Jewish, but also I feel like
it's just weird.
I mean, I've had friends that are Jewish. It was really cool. When I was growing up, I had my one friend, and every day I would come in to the like gymnasium at school, and they would be practicing their Hebrew because they were turning a certain age, and they had they were turning 13 because I think that's your bar mitzvah, and he had to learn how to say a certain thing at his bar mitzvah, and I would listen to him practice, what was I just saying? Hebrew, sorry. And it was cool. It sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really weird because the spirits associated with this box are like afraid of it or like put a utmost importance in it, and we're just like making it into a joke. So it's just really weird. So when I was researching, I was like, is this really real? Like, people think that they can do this?
Yeah, it makes me feel a little uneasy. I mean, it's not like a Ouija board that like some people in Ohio were like,
Ouija boards are divination tools. Well, this literally holds dark entities, and they're selling them on the internet.
I get it. I get it.
So weird.
But I'm sure someone would be like, well, we sell Ouija boards, and I just want to be the one that says Ouija boards started during the spiritualist movement, and it's not like a culture and a religion and a certain like, anyways. It makes me a little uncomfortable. Would not buy one. And if I did, would not buy one from the internet.
So eventually this box got into the hands of Jason Haxton. And in 2011, he wrote a book.
Was he like in his 30s?
I have no idea. I didn't get that much information.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All I know is that he wrote a book about this box. And he, as a person, he studies American antiques and ancient artifacts for decades and was fascinated by this mysterious wine cabinet. And in his book, he explains similar experiences to Kevin in the sense that he was having these reoccurring dreams with this creepy old woman with sunken eyes, but he also experienced like bleeding eyes, random choking attacks, things like that.
Wait, while he was dreaming or when he was awake?
I think it was when he was awake.
Dude, I'm sorry if your eyes are bleeding. That is not okay.
That's why he wrote about it in his book.
When you're awake? What? I don't know. I'm sorry. That seems a little far-fetched to me. Not in that I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying that for me to hear about someone saying my eyeballs were bleeding, that's like some Ebola shit, I think, and it's not okay.
Yeah, because I wrote it in bleeding eyes, random choking, and then I say reoccurring dreams. So I don't think he dreamed about his eyes bleeding.
I hope he did.
Me too. Because that's terrifying.
Oh, gosh. Sorry. Makes me uncomfortable.
But yeah, he experienced all of that with a few months after buying this box. Now, let's get to how Zak Bagans has gotten it. In 2016, Haxton sold the box to Zak Bagans for a sum that no one wants to talk about. That's what it says. However, Zak Bagans featured both Kevin and Jason on one of the episodes of Ghost Adventures, where he brings the box to his haunted museum. And last year, I don't know if this is last year, or a few years ago, but it just says last year on the internet, Zak Bagans opens the box in an episode of Ghost Adventures and supposedly heard the name Kevin and then evil, and then also heard a child's laugh. Is the child's laugh that weird thing?
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
I didn't think about that till right now.
I hate you guys for making us do this.
You're not making us do this. Liv, it was Liv's idea.
To what? Oh, well.
To do this.
But we reacted to the museum, which is what they wanted. And if we wouldn't have. Yeah.
And then Liv was like, it would be a really good idea if we research this stuff.
I didn't think that you were going to be like, I want you to talk to this thing. I thought I already did a good enough job in the first video. I didn't think I have to do it again.
Somehow I convinced you into splitting my chair content and my Dybbuk Box content. So now we're going to have enough for both.
Just so you know, if you were ever wondering, I hate you.
Yeah. You'll hate me even more when you watch the Conjuring movie on Patreon soon.
Can we eat pizza when we do that?
Yeah.
Great.
So, the show captured on camera what Zak Bagans and his crew claimed was a figure that manifested inside of the box. Is that the Dybbuk?
No, it's the thing in the corner.
Okay, got it.
But did they do this at their museum? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think this leads into the shot of Post Malone.
Oh, okay, because I see it in the museum that they're trying to do this, but I just wanted to make sure what I'm seeing is correct.
Yes. But, okay, so the highlight of this episode where they opened the Dybbuk box, there's security camera footage of Zak and Post Malone in this room with the Dybbuk box prior to Zak opening. And this is where Post Malone starts freaking out because they say that Zak is touching the box, and then Post Malone touches Zak's shoulder, and then people think that the energy from the Dybbuk box like transferred through Zak into Post Malone and curses Post Malone because Post Malone freaks out and then leaves the room.
Why does it always have to end with curses? I'm sure he was just slightly uncomfortable.
There are literally videos about how Post Malone is cursed because he touched the Dybbuk box.
I, for whatever reason, we keep talking about Post Malone because of the Dybbuk box, and the little tiny people inside my phone are like, you want to know about Post Malone? And honestly, I kind of do because I saw him in concert once, and he was also on like, what is it? The Hot Wings show and also the Good Mythical Morning. So if you guys really want to know about what I watch, those are the non-stressful things that Olivia watches. And he just is hilarious, and I like Post Malone. But literally I saw a TikTok, I think, or an Instagram. It was something on social media of Post Malone, and he's in like Italy drinking wine, like literal wine tasting, in the crispiest wife beater I've ever seen. So I'm quite sure he's not cursed. And I want to say that it was the little old woman that was like, get out of here.
Well, apparently this caused him to have bad luck. And this includes his private plane was forced to make an emergency landing. In his San Fernando Valley home was broken into, and he was involved in a car accident.
I don't think that was because of the Dybbuk box.
I mean, neither do I, but most people are like, bad luck comes in threes. You're welcome.
Okay.
That's the Dybbuk box. You got anything else to say about it?
I have to pee.
Well, I am really dreading talking for like 20 days because now we're going to tell you about 100 patrons.
No, I'm not dreading it, guys. I'm so excited. You are literally...
It's going to take a long time, you guys.
No, you're amazing. I can't. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be able to read 100 people's names that know about us.
Eventually, we're going to need to,
I'm really excited about it. I am so excited. Next Patreon goal, when we get to 250 patrons... We will,
No, not 250.
Why?
Because I have one for 200 and then one for 300 because I moved one.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm overwhelmed.
When we get to 375.
This is going to have more than one page. What's a 375?
I don't know. I was going to say that we, don't read their names anymore, but maybe they wouldn't like that.
375.
I mean, I will use
it as a reward so that we stop doing it.
Yeah.
That sounds like some toxic shit,
Maybe. Or we'll do it and then I'll learn how to speed it up at the end of the video. So if you guys want, you can hit 5x slow motion.
They're just going to skip it, dude.
Well, no, if you're on Spotify, I don't know if you can do it on other ones, but you can speed up or slow down the videos so that they either sound like this or sound like this. And we'll make it so it sounds like this. And then they have to slow it down to hear their name. Because could you imagine coming home and your significant other is listening to this podcast and you're like, babe, wait, just give me a second. I have to slow this down. You're going to hear my name. Because that's something I would do.
Or we can also have secrets happen right directly after all of the names getting listed so that you have to listen in.
Secrets?
Yeah.
Secret
box.
You pull the string.
Are you ready for our shout-outs?
We'll shop it. We'll figure out something.
I gotta move the biscuits.
You didn't even eat all the biscuits.
Well, one of them's for you.
Oh, really?
I don't know why you're not eating it.
I didn't know that one of them was for me.
That's why I'm eating one.
Do you want both of them?
No, I want you to eat the second one.
Okay. You guys ready? Cassie.
Hold on, it's as far away from me as possible.
She's also eating a biscuit, so I'm sure your mouth is extremely dry.
I don't have any water either, nor have I drank anything today.
That's
Joanne.
Charlie. I think it's Keisha.
Keisha.
Marie.
Helen.
Lily.
Desiree.
Jessica.
Natalie. BC Merriam, and then it gets cut off.
Bercy Merriam? Merriam? Zunish?
Alec.
I think it's Zunish, but it does get cut off. Oh, Zuniga. That's awesome.
Alec.
2.
Gianna.
Sarah.
Ninny. Sorry.
Ninny. Zoe.
Amanda.
Alexis.
Tristan.
Kay.
Stephanie.
Bubsley.
We are sorry.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Bubslina. Shantae.
Amy.
Tuna.
Izzy.
It's fish. Clara.
Catherine.
Dominique.
Super.
I love it. Alexa.
Caitlin.
Got Catsy.
Shareholder.
Itzel.
Sophia.
Bria.
Katie.
Man, I'm really just getting all of them. You guys need to put a phonetic spelling of your name on Discord or on Patreon. That would
or
be
you
beautiful.
can just replace your name with tuna or something like that.
Have you all met Sushi yet? You will. I think it's Leanne.
Jacob.
Karen.
Bees.
Buzz, bitches. Brittany.
Kendall.
Amy.
Shandy.
Riley.
Nikaya. Yeah, I don't know. Next.
Is that Korean?
I have no idea. But they don't live there. They live in the U.S.
Culliver.
Miana.
Liliana.
Janelle.
Salma.
Jay.
Lucretia.
Misty.
Cassandra.
Catherine.
Erica.
Brianna.
Kristen.
Kima.
Kaylee.
Catherine.
Samantha.
Caitlin.
Christy.
Beatrice.
Vicky.
Jacqueline.
Eric.
Ian.
Vanessa.
McKenna.
Shannon.
Cindy.
Kylie.
Mev.
Ronika.
Trinity.
Avery.
Cass.
Anthony.
Violet.
Peyton.
Allie.
Mac.
Josie.
Autumn.
Thias.
Jenny.
Laurel.
Brianna.
Nate.
Bradley.
Sandy.
Naz.
Sherry. Page 3. Christina.
Oh, it's Chris. Wait, has Christina been here for a while? I feel like she dropped off and now she's here.
I don't know.
Well,
usually the ones at the bottom are the ones that have been here a while.
Christina, if you were gone and came back, congratulations. It's good to see you. If not, I'm sorry. My life is just an enigma. Anita.
Katie.
Charles.
Holly.
Krista.
Flo.
Malake.
That was a lot.
Dude. I'm so excited. Thank you to all of our lovely patrons. Next, we're going to be talking about the haunted chair.
You should not tell people what we're talking about next because we have no idea which one.
That's true. Well, what we're going to record next is the haunted chair. Whatever comes out on YouTube is going to be whatever this
something
next episode is about or something. If you guys would feel so inclined, please leave us an Apple review. The best dad joke wins. Give me a second. I will find one. Uno momento. We're going to play elevator music.
You mean John Cena?
John Cena! Do, 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 do. Okay. All right. You guys are hilarious. We still have a 5 out of 5 with 15 ratings total on Apple Podcasts. If that could be like 30 by next week, that would be cool. But if not, I understand.
And if they could all include a dad joke, we will read them on our podcast.
Yes. And until then, we have Christy New 1559 says, quote, I love you guys. New listener and absolutely love everything about your podcast. Sorry, I have no dad jokes, but you guys are awesome. The lack of the dad joke is the dad joke. Thank you very much, Christina.
I added dad jokes as
Christy.
a chat form on Discord.
Is it
if
great?
You're a patron.
I haven't looked at it yet. The meme one is fire. The spiritual memes really get me.
The only one we have so far is the leak underneath the sink. It's a vegetable. You're welcome.
No! I literally was thinking about like a weird, scary thing, but it's just the leak. Remember that?
A serious leak. It has a face on it. You're welcome.
It's got little angry eyes like
Exactly
SpongeBob.
that.
Me hoy, me hoy.
You gotta look at the picture. It's important. Also, you need to join Patreon so that you can get access to our Discord server and see the angry leak in our dad jokes forum. You're welcome.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you so much. We're your Meta Psyckicks.
by JCPenney. The Black Friday and July deals are hot, hot, hot. Like $21.99 Arizona jeans and Home Expressions quick dry bath towels, only $4.99. Get them while they last. Or check the JCP app for an extra 30% off coupon to use across the store. Buy online and pick up curbside to make life even easier. Shopping is back. JCPenney. Offers good on select styles through 7/24. Black Friday and July deals excluded from coupon. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details. Do it!